Okay, there we go. Hi, this is Raving Rendell, and I'm trying out a new software. It's called Pinnacle Video Spin 16 setup. So I'm hoping that this will be really. It looks like the quality is a lot better than a Windmaker, which is what I'm used to. So, wish I could say that I've got something neat to talk about tonight, but quite honestly, we're talking about stupidity. Is usually what gets me to do this. What we're talking about is hashtag cut4. If you've not heard about this, my apologies for letting you this, but my God, it is. Anyway, what I saw, how this started from yesterday was that a picture, it looked like a tabloid picture, it wasn't very good, and some idiot had put comments right over the top so you couldn't really see it. It was a picture of apparently Bieber taking pot or smoking pot with somebody outside, and it said Bieber goes to pot. It's now uncool, which is it's just a shot against the Beeb. I mean, like him or hate him, the poor guy has this unerring quality of whatever he does, everybody just assumes isn't cool now. I don't know. I've never listened to his music. I have no intention of it, but I don't get that either. So then I got this morning. Uh, for hashtag cut for Bieber, and it's the first I heard of it. Okay, why are people cutting themselves because Justin Bieber, who they never met, is smoking pot slash weed? Self-harm is no fucking joke. Cutting yourself for a person you've never met is honestly fucked up. Millions of people in the world are smoking pot right at this moment, and you don't see people causing themselves harm about it. This world is fucked up. That was by My Little Tale, and it was originally reblogged from You Are So Beautiful. And my whole comment was, what the fuck, people? Which basically sums it up. And I did see pictures from Twitter that people had gotten razor blade right along here was just blood red. So, and now I'm looking at this and I'm like, coming from someone, I'm going to take the glasses off because that reflection in my glasses annoys me. God, I wish I could wear contacts. Anyway, cut this down too because I think it's lagging. When I was, well, two things about razor blades. I have attempted suicide once. Very, very stupidly, I went this way instead of that way. But when all you see is, yeah, please don't anybody do that, okay? It was, Jesus Christ, I'm sure I'll get people bitching about that now. Fuck y'all. Okay, well, moving on. White Queen and moving on. If you don't get that, you need to. I did try killing myself. And I realized that this was the turning point for my self-esteem many years ago. It would have been 1990/91 when I was a junior in high school. In case you probably can see it, I've got a lot of little bumps around here. Not so much on the, you can't see them very well, but over here it's kind of like a face thing. It's almost right down. Well, the reason why you can't see them so much is I had experimental laser surgery where they went all the way up in like a little triangle thing, zapped it all, and the deal was to get it so it wasn't red. My nickname for a good majority of my years was Rudolph because my nose was red quite a bit. A lot of it was the tubers or tumors or whatever the heck these things are called. And I noticed when I lived with a lady in Washington, I didn't know this, but she did. When I would get sick, it would be red. Now, that happens with people, but because I've got the tubers and stuff here, it gets darker red, I guess, and gets openly noticeable. Because I know people have said, well, your nose gets, irritated. I almost never see that. My mom is sick as a dog right now, and I don't see it. But apparently, I get it. Well, we went, and I think it was success. A success. I can still look at it and see the line. This is nice and flesh toned. This is usually more reddish. And we went and we looked, and I thought it was great. I was all happy because, my God, I will actually have a I don't mind looking at. And oh no, it's too expensive. Can't do it anymore. So sorry. Which pretty much killed a semblance of a life that I was hoping for. Keep in mind that because nobody bothered to tell me different, I didn't think I'd live long enough to graduate. So that didn't help. And I honestly tried to kill myself because I was so depressed, because I saw myself, and still to this day, I mean, my sexuality, my gender is ugly. I literally hate my body that much. And this is the point where it was just like, screw it all, I don't care. Because nobody else does, apparently. So it doesn't matter to me that it was offensive. It was the fact. And I tried to guilt trip my dad doing this. It's like, if this was Laura, who is my sister, who is normal in every way, but it's like, if this was Laura, you would do it. But it didn't work because, as you can see, I've still got it. Oh, I really need off Skype. But so I'm no stranger to using a razor blade on myself. As far as cutting goes, I did that as well in 1993 and 1994. I had, I'd say cutting, the tools I had at the time weren't very good at breaking the skin, so it was more like carving. I had, because my glasses at the time, the lenses, the nails that held in the lens were stripped. So they would frequently fall out, and I'd have to push them back in and screw them back in. So I had a lens repair kit, which has a little, God, a little thing about this big. It's a screwdriver, and the head is really teeny. What I used to do is I would draw my arm with it. You know, there were times when I would push into, I was trying to cut myself, but it was kind of like the poor man's cutting tool, because no matter what you did to it, you couldn't get it sharp enough to cut. So all you could do was make little, it's more like a tin burn or a metal burn. I mean, it'd be a little pink for a while, but within 2 hours it'd go away. And it was a cry for attention. Now, the thing that I've always had a problem with is that when people try to call me on it, which is the whole point. You want people to call you on it so you could bring attention to a problem you're looking at. Well, when people would call me on it, then I'd get scared. Then I'd get nervous because, oh shit, where are they going? They're going to judge me now if I say something. No, it doesn't matter what I say. I can say nothing, which is what I usually said. And they're still going to judge me on it. Now. Which is why 9 times out of 10, anytime I try to do this, it all backfires, because when I do get the attention I'm looking for, I get horrible stage fright, and then I can't talk, and then they just think I'm a Madonna or I'm a glory whore looking for attention. Well, yeah, but there's a reason. I'm trying to get you to notice me so I can talk about something, and it takes so long that by the time they do, I either am doing it now just because it's something to do, which it sounds stupid, but that was part of it for a while. It wasn't that cutting or trying to carving, we'll just say carving now. It wasn't that I was carving because I had a point anymore. I was just carving out of boredom. Really, I do swirlies and things, basically the things that if I get a piece of paper I draw now on paper, drawing on me. Sometimes I'd write names, sometimes I'd write numbers. It's just something at a time, because I've got a horrible attention span. But so I went into this and I saw that, and I don't know. I can believe, I don't want to believe that people are so pathetic at how much they glamorize their celebrities, that these people's worlds crashed. Okay, the reason they did this, because, oh my fucking God, the newborn Messiah is doing an illegal drug. He can't be the new Messiah now. He's sinned. He's gone out and he's done this terrible thing. Well, I hate to tell you this, folks. He didn't drop kick a baby into a wood chipper. He smoked pot, which, in case you all slept through the Novemberans, is now legal in a couple of states. He was in one of those. If I were still in Washington, which did realize it, I mean, granted, I can't smoke. I just can't do it. But if somebody brought over a bunch of hash brownies and said, you know, Happy New Year? Oh, thank you very much. You think I'm going to let good brownies go? You're nuts. But, see, that's the thing. This is what we have to look forward to as we become more openly regulatory of illegal drugs, which shouldn't be illegal. I mean, we're losing tons of taxpayer money on those things. Legalize them, let people legally destroy their lives, and we'll collect taxes while they're doing it. I don't see what the problem is with this. Plus, all the bad shit will be gone because it'll be heavily regulated. So, but that's common sense. It's a superpower anymore. So when I saw these pictures, I just don't know what to think. I have never idolized somebody to the point that if they were to, unless, you know, aforementioned drop kicking babies into a wood tree, I'd have to give them a little bit of distance on that one, I think. But I don't, if anybody was smoking pot or eating acid or doing meth or what, that's their life. The hell do I care? They don't care about mine. Let them do to the body what they want, and I'll just be happy with mine, okay? That is the only person I am ever concerned about, is mine. My mom and my dad are on plenty of meds. My mom's diabetic. My dad's hypochondriac. We don't know where what's wrong with him ends and what begins. He does have things wrong, though, but they take a lot of medication. My sister is severely depressed and has been known to take antidepressants. I have tuberous sclerosis, so I take anti-seizure medication plus vitamins to keep the rest of me going. So I grew up in taking medication. I do not have a memory where I am not taking medication. I started on phenobarbital. Then I went to I need to put the camera over here. I started on phenobarbital. Then I went to Dilantin, and now I'm on the generic phenytoin. So I am severely depressed. I am what Zania Jones calls emotionally numb. I feel dead. And I have horrible insomnia. I do lay down, do close my eyes, but I'm restless all night. Right now it's good dry skin, so my skin itches all night. But even when it does, I just toss and turn. I cannot sleep. So, there's some good reasons to do some cutting, people. Okay? Can't sleep. I very rarely have a good night's sleep. I usually just pout. Been disabled since birth. From what I understand, I had a stroke as a kid, which is why you're seeing me swallow so much. I've had surgeries to help correct and improve my life that have failed. The first one, when I was in grade school, was I had my adenoids taken to help with my speech. Apparently, nobody read up that if you have a stroke, one of the results is that you drool more. That's what screwed up my voice. I have to swallow about 2 or 3 times a minute. That's just how it works. You don't need to remove my adenoids to realize all I have to do is remember to swallow and I'm good. My nose has been a source of bullying for most of my high school, for most of my, well, all of my elementary school and some of my middle school. After that, people really didn't care. Oh, you got a red nose, that's fine. After that, they became fine. But it's your moldable years where people really are creative in how they interact with you. I also, up until about 4 months ago, was a chronic masturbator. I did 2 or 3 times a day since I was in grade school. And the only reason I stopped is because I realized I felt like shit before it, I felt like shit after it, and a lot of the time I felt like shit during it. So wasn't doing anything. So I stopped. Just like that. I haven't done, and I don't miss it. But on the same hand, while my life hasn't been, stale because of that, it hasn't gotten any better. There's just so many little things wrong. That thing works. So that is a good one to cut, okay? When you have been living with things that are mounting on you, you have a point where you snap. God, okay, I'm going to turn my chair this way now. So having somebody that you idolize, going out and having a recreational joint is no reason to slice the shit out of your arms. Now, I saw 3 pictures, and they were not good pictures. Okay, they were very bloody. Not that I care about blood, but they were sad because nobody be doing this, and certainly not over somebody they don't know. If you're going to cut yourself up, do it because of something directly in your life. Don't do it for some stupid thing. Justin Bieber has a cigarette or has a cigarette. Don't cut yourself. Don't. There's so many better reasons to do self-mutilation. And if you're lucky, 99% of them you will never experience. In fact, I hope to God nobody that is cutting now for Justin Bieber, I hope that that is the worst thing that happens to them. No, it won't be. I mean, life throws you a curveball. What can you do? But I really, really sincerely hope that once you've gone through this, you realize how petty it was, and hopefully, maybe you just won't do it again. Doesn't matter how bad it gets. Like I said, I was carving myself in '94. I haven't done it since. It's just like masturbation. It didn't make me feel better before, during, or after. So what's the point? This is not going to make you feel better unless, dear God, you idiots, decide that it's a badge of honor of some kind, that, oh, I cut myself to show my hatred toward Justin Bieber for dropping his morals, and I'm a good... Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, the ass to the lowest pits of hell. That is not a badge of honor. It never is a badge of honor. It will never be a badge of honor. I don't care what you're cutting yourself for. It is not a badge of honor. You aren't going to go out, hopefully, although I'm sure some people that should have been aborted at birth will go and look. Oh, yeah, hey, I carved his name, and I even got the E in the right position. Oh, look, you did it in cursive. Ace, how'd you do that straight blade? There are people who do this, although sometimes they are into pain. Okay, people like that, the trick with them is they've researched it. They know what they can do. They know what they can do safely. They sterilize things. They make sure that they don't get something stupid. They don't get basement stuff. They're into pain, but they're not stupid about it. Now, if you're one of these people who isn't into pain, but you feel good that you stood up to Justin Bieber, sorry, I don't know how Bieber got in my head. Now I'm thinking of Leave It to Beaver. God damn it, talk about, see what I mean about attention problem? Oh, God. Okay. For those of you, we'll wrap this up. For those of you who do cut, I can't say anything that will make you stop. You know it, I know it. I hope that you are smart about it. I hope that you are careful about it. I hope that if time you stop it, you never start again, because that's not good. To those of you who do it for the beep, you've done it. You've had your piss ass little I'm so hurt moment. Now stop. You've shown the internet how pathetic you are. Stop before you really hurt yourself.